What would you guys have done if you weren't like sports guys growing up? Like I don't play, but just being a sports fan half the time because my team sucks so much. I'm like, I wish I just like played instruments and liked.
I always
art
wanted
and,
to be an architect.
Architect for biz? Yeah. Why'd you make that face, Whitney?
I'm not gonna make the joke that I just thought because it's not fair. But you as an architect, dude, I'm not confident in the stability of the building that was designed and built by you. I just can't picture it. You're an athlete. You're a big dude. Your brain building buildings is not what I could picture going on in your world.
All right, you have anything to say?
It's not chirping.
I think that Biz is a successful guy.
I think he's smart, but like,
what if I became an architect just to spite Whit and quit the podcast?
For the content, just for the content.
And then,
go to architect
next
school.
thing you know, I got a master class in architecture.
No, you get to rough and rowdy, a nerd from architect school.
I'm just fascinated by structures and buildings, and there was actually a master class, and that's the reason I thought of it. I forget who the guy's name is, but it was on a world famous architect, and he's designed plenty of buildings, and I'm just fascinated.
I am pay.
The biznasty like bridge somewhere. Imagine that you build yourself a suspension bridge.
I think I would start with a house.
You gotta light a bowl at one end.
If he's not confident that this thing's gonna stay up, I think I should just sacrifice my own life as opposed to maybe a lot of people driving on this bridge. But all right,
what would you have done?
I don't know.
Is there a plan B for
a
you?
lawyer, because he can argue like a madman.
No, it's a cliche answer, but I was like the kid who was like, I never thought about anything else.
Yeah.
And looking back, I guess that's not a great thing. That's why my parents used to say, like, you got to be more well-rounded, but I never ever thought I was gonna do anything else but play in the NHL.
All right,
I was the same way. I get it.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. It could have been kind of ugly if I'd busted my ankle when I was 16, not after I signed a big deal. Like, I don't know. What would I have done?
Right.
But
Well,
it's hard.
We had.
I want to know what RA would do if he wasn't podcasting.
He did it.
Yeah, I did have 7 careers before this. But remember I sent you guys, it was for my 10th, like, I was in like the 4th grade, and there was every year the teacher would have you write an autobiography, even though you're only 10. And I had it said, when I grow up, I want to be either a movie director, an astronaut, or a Playboy photographer. I was like 10. Now they send me their fucking principal's office.
Yeah, well, listen, KFC radio listeners, this dude got a Playboy subscription when he was in
May as well.
grade.
It was medical.
It may as well have been a prescription.
5th grade.
I said prescription on the podcast.
5th grade,
that's why
dude.
Basically, I was probably 13 or 14. Yeah, and how I got it, my mother she was pretty cool about
mailed
that
to
shit.
the house and everything?
Well, remember Publishers Clearinghouse? I think they're still around there. Like, they would say, you may have already won $10 million or whatever.
I got
and
Sports Hill for
so
kids.
the way to enter, the way to enter was you had to like buy a couple magazine subscriptions. So I checked off Sports Illustrated and Playboy, and you're already on some mailing list. They don't know how old you are. And then like 2 months later, hitting the plastic bag, Playboy magazine. Like,
Did you have to like
like,
run
all right,
home? Like,
No, my mother was actually pretty cool about like I mean she knew we were like boys because I legit read it and like the whole like it was like
the article.
Actually, the first time I ever saw
Well, I'll say, who was it? Glenny Balls, who went through one recently.
Yeah,
and he was
yeah,
bang
dude, it
on.
was sticky.
I
The
used to
pages
think
were
Playboy
sticking
was
together.
so overrated because
Yeah.
you wouldn't even see a naked chick till halfway through the fucking.
he was like on
magazine.
page 75.
I
You
used
see
to
a
get the
nipple.
Fox ones where girls are just jamming their mitts with like big fat fucking dildos.
Oh, the ones that are
they used
covered
to
up?
They used to have a page that
yes.
was the girl, and then there was a like a dartboard on it where you could shoot your load.
bro.
You could shoot your load onto the page. And
Yes,
then-
there was.
Oh yeah.
I fucking we used to go to-
down boy.
we
I
used
don't
to
know.
go to-
I would never
I used to
defile
go
a Playboy.
Every summer I go to Providence College hockey camp, and it was 2 weeks overnight. Or it was 1 week, but I would do 2. And we would have this fucking porn mag that we'd pass around. It was like a hustler.
God.
Maybe Fox. It was one of those gritty ones. And
gritty.
dude, the pages got stuck together because kids were aiming at the fucking
that's
target.
just-
The target.
Kids were fucking.
Yeah.
They're passing it around.
And now Glenny's
It
doing
was
reviews
called
of it.
Peter North Target Practice because he used to shoot
Bro,
those.
we would fucking try and hammer it.
How do
Yes.
this is probably a question for all the listeners? Like, how do you? Well, somebody out there. How did Peter
You aim
North?
your load?
How did he get?
do it?
How did
He
he get
said
the
he
bat?
was-
Sit on a
said he
bag
would
of
eat
peas.
celery.
Sit on a bag of
He
frozen
said
olives.
he
But
used to
listen,
eat.
You
He used to
can
eat
do that.
celery. That's
you
what he
can
said.
do that. You can sit on the peas. That guy's got natural.
So
talent.
the-
that guy
yeah.
just whips up a batch that's just bigger
I mean,
than
there's
everybody
a
else.
strong amount of people that are listening to this have probably watched a Peter North compilation of him coming on chicks'
I'd
face.
say 100%.
Hey, the funniest is when he's doing it and it just keeps coming out and the girl
Just keeps
starts
going.
She goes out of character and she just
She's
starts
like, oh,
laughing.
Yeah, she breaks.
She's like, "What is happening?"
Don't break! Don't break!
He's like Jimmy Fallon on SNL. Like, this is ridiculous.
And you know he's sitting there like, I'm not even halfway done. We've got like 7 more ropes to go.
So, all right, can you remember the first one you got? Who was on the cover?
No, I don't. I stay.
Do you
I
know
save
your
my
favorite cover?
I still. You know what? When I one of the few moves I've had since college, I've been carrying them around from cellar to cellar. I'm like, you know what? I can't. I got to get rid of them. It broke my heart. No, this was years ago. But I did keep the Drew Barrymore one that I stole on a road trip to go see the Stones in college. It was like a
Barrymore did Playboy?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
94, I believe. Yeah, I think it was
I
December
want to see
94.
everyone naked.
Yeah.
I don't